Okay, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. This is Samuel Spirit 12 um, for TikTok and Samuel Durbiz for YouTube. Now, those of you that know me, I'm going to do a reading here. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Again, I'm Samuel Spirit 12 on TikTok. I go by Samuel Durbiz if you ever meet me in person. You can call me Sam, whatever you prefer. As long as it's positive and good energy, that's what I'm about. So, what we're going to do is do an oracle reading. Now, the oracle reading will be connecting to some really cool connections I just found out how to utilize. So, it's going to be a 5 card reading. Now, technically, it's going to be a 7 card reading, but we're doing a 5 card of this one, and then we're going to use the love messages from angels. It's called, or yeah, the Love Angel Oracle cards that has like a cherub or Cupid picture on it, and then with red rose background. You'll see the cards here. I'll just show you one of them real quick. We're going to shuffle them, but this is what I'm talking about. Now, the other one for the soulmate, this is what this one will look like. So this is the background of those. And I really like these because I just resonate with the symbolism, the flower of life being represented rather than just a 5 pointed star. It has more than that, like it should be. And I just resonate with it more energetically. And so we also have this one. These are the Oracle cards for the Folk Tales Oracle. Now, what's cool about these is this one has the horse on it, and the horse is connected to what we're in. We're in the horse year. So for this year, until next February, this will be a deck that will be symbolizing what's going to happen going forward. Now, it still has other animals and other things on the back of it, or on the different cards that can. So even if it's not the horse year and you're seeing this at another time somehow, past, future, or present, or for some reason you're not in the horse year of Chinese or you don't go by that, the insight is still useful. You don't have to believe or disbelieve in anything. I question everything. But I love the vibrational connections and what resonates. So this is for entertainment purposes only. So let's go into this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a reading, and it's going to be a really cool reading. We're going to pick some cards, and I found out some new knowledge. See, they have info about being, growing, and understanding. And there's complex uses or example of use that you can utilize. You can say a little chant. This is a chant that you can say. So it says, through feeling alone, I know I must step forward towards the light of the coming morning. From stars I dreamt the story real, and that which was hidden can become. With strength I must go forward, and I feel held by the earth. Okay? Now, you can take these 3 sentences and you can fashion them into one finished sentence, and it brings up, you know, you can do it freely, however you feel to do it as. If you're finding it difficult, look back at the pictures once more and try again the 3 examples led to, and then it brings up, for when I felt it was the darkest moment, I looked to the stars and dreamed of the world. For I am blissed. I'm going to say blissed because I don't like the word bless, be blessed, because that's blood lessening. So blissed with them and embraced by the earth. Because for those that know me, I'm for words or spells or words within words. So I try to change the words into positive or honest, authentic words. It doesn't mean I'm always going to say everything correctly. It's about doing the self care, self love, self worth focus. What's practical and possible. It's not about perfection. Everybody thinks that it's about perfection. You only become perfected when you are skilled at something to the point where you don't make a mistake as much as possible and practical anymore. So everybody's always trying to blame everybody that they're going to make a mistake. Believing you're going to make a mistake makes you make more mistakes. So you got to forgive yourself and forgive others and just do what you can. Work with others who can do it better and do it as equals, not above or below. When we start doing that as equals of self care, self love, self worth with empathy and compassion, we create more of an empathy, compassionate world that is said to be a perfect direction of world. So it's better than believing that nothing can be changed and that no one can do it perfectly. It's about what's right and wrong. You do what you can with what skills and abilities you have. There are those of us who have disabilities and health issues and physical health issues. Should we be blamed for those health problems that others or the system did to us? No. Once we find solutions around it, we become not necessarily perfected, but we become better than what we were through working around the struggles that we have. So should we just live in our struggles and never get through them and just whine about them all the time? Does that solve anything? No, it doesn't. But letting it be known so that people can know what the right and wrong choice is, so that they can know what's going on, so that it can be corrected, so it can be redirected, so that we don't have lack of empathy and compassion. The more we have empathy and compassion for others and find solutions and help it so that others can know who is what and what is what and what's going on, what isn't. When you think certain things aren't happening or someone makes it seem like something isn't, and then you find out later that the person that said it was telling the truth and the other was a liar for trying to act like it wasn't. Once you find out what something is, you do the next right thing. It's not what people have done, it's what they do now. It's not what people say others have done, it's what actually has been going on. Once you know, you can correct a lot of problems, and it's tough because people built themselves around structures that they thought were solid or supposed to be, and then you find out that you were told a lie. It's what you do with the truth that matters, not what you do with the lies. What the lies did was never a solid foundation. It's what the future brings in your heart spark. Anyway, so don't beat yourself up for what you've done. It's what you do now. It's not what you've done. It's not what others claimed you have done. It's what you actually know is right in your heart. Self care, self love, self worth is so powerful because it helps you get rid of the false identity that you've been told you are, that you told yourself you are. And then you become a better person. You become a better being. So here we go. Wasn't planning on doing a huge response, but some of you manifested that and needed to hear that, and I needed to say it because there's a lot going on. Anyway, right now it is March 12th, 2026 year, and it is 2:30 something uh, p.m. pretty much. Let's look at it. 2:38 p.m. Mountain Time, and we're gonna go into this. So I started this about 2:29 p.m. today for this. Yeah, basically, or 2:20. Yeah, 2:29 basically. Okay, so here we go. Powerful number 4 and 9. That was the last reading that brought up 4 and 9. So it's trying to tell you the same message. I did not plan that. I get a lot of beings that inspire me to do things at times I don't even know why. So the message of 49, that was the last reading I did posting. So that 49 just came back up to you, to someone. So something about 4 and 9. So I would say probably, so tomorrow's going to be the 13th, Friday the 13th. That's another variation. But 4 and 9 is also connected to April 9th and and September 4th. But it also connects to 13. Yeah, wow, okay. And it's also DI for Deseret Industries is around the corner for me. That's a thrift store. Now I'm ex-Mormon, so for those that want to know who I am or what I am, I'm a holistic vegan. I stand up for challenge22.com knowledge of world and better than that. I am a moral stance vegan and a holistic vegan and an ex-Mormon. I'm also my own minister. I'm not for any religion. I'm for spirituality. I don't think that people have to believe in spirituality. I think it is whatever it is. And I don't think people are doomed if they don't believe in something, or that they should be doomed, or that there should be an eternal damnation or hell. I don't agree with that. I agree in deconstruction knowledge that people should be only affected as much as they've affected others. For as long as they have affected each person, they've done those things to knowingly, not unknowingly. I think once people know what's going on, they usually will do their best to change and do the right thing. Some will be scared because they're afraid they're going to be indicated or punished for their past actions they didn't know any better about. And so, because of the cognitive dissonance or the lack of self care, self love, and cult mindset that they got everybody, that the system got everybody to believe and go towards, thinking that no one's perfect, no one's this, no one's that. It's really about what you do in your heart. Is it right or is it wrong? Does it heal or does it harm? Do the next right thing, the next right thing, the next right thing. So we're told this in a lot of society, movies and shows, good concepts of what we should be doing. It doesn't mean that those shows or those connections are following what they bring up as good to do. But they seem to know what we should do, so why aren't they doing it? So a lot of them are, and some of them aren't. They're playing both sides. I choose to be consistent in my heart spark to the best of my ability. So here we go. So what's interesting is there's different cards that will be represented in here that I am really excited to figure out what we're going to do here. But what we're going to do is um, we're going to do a layout that I love. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to read this and then we're going to do it. So this might be a long video. Wasn't planning to do a long one, but this is what we're going to do. So it says you can lay out the cards in very complex spread, and sometimes we find these to be overly complicated, and in being so they can become unfathomable. This example is very simplified and can be very useful. Once again, shuffle the cards and fan them onto the table. Concentrate on you as a person and pick one card. Okay, now think of the question you would like help with and pick three. Then pick one last card with a clear head. Lay them out with you at the top. Then the three cards question. Lastly, place the fifth card below as the diagram shows. Okay, so the diagram has these here. What we're going to do is we're going to do that, and then we're going to put the one message here and the soul message here. So the one with the Cupid on it, and then the one there. So we're going to put those two there. But we're going to shuffle them later. But we're not going to do them yet. For now, we're going to do what I just said. So forgive me if I'm doing this wrong, but I've already shuffled these a lot. And these are not the easiest to shuffle. We're going to do this. Okay. And I have a bent hand, so it's not always easiest for me to do it with my right hand. Okay. Let's do this. Let's see if I can actually shuffle them, though. I've never really tried. Ooh, these ones. Ooh, these are nice. I love these. Now, if you do this, I guess I can't really shuffle them. They're really heavy cardstock. And I don't want to ruin the drawings. So I don't want to scratch them or anything. So I'm trying to not do that. Let's do this. What is going on? Alright, so it says to fan them out. Let's see if I can get them to fan out. It's not going to be the easiest to fan these out because they're all cardstock. When they say fan them out, you gotta do them in a certain way. Alright, alright. Ooh, some of them are sticking together. Okay, we're gonna now. I like to go from right to left. Mm. This one's calling out to me for some reason. Oh, two of them are trying to pop out on the top, but this one here is calling out to me. It has a bentness on it for some reason, as if it was calling out to me to use this one. Alright, so we're going to do this one here. This is why I don't like shuffling, because I don't want to ruin the card. But this one wanted me to choose it. So, wow. Temple. You have two temples at the top of your head. But this is the first card. Here we go. So the first card. So if you remember, it said that the first card is going to be that. It says, the example is very simple and can be very useful. Okay, so it says, so you can lay out the cards in a very complex spread, and sometimes we find these to be overly complicated, and in being so, they can become unfathomable. Example is very simplified and can be useful. Once again, shuffle the cards and fan them onto the table. Concentrate on you as a person and pick one card. So there we go, me as a person. Now, think of the question you would like help with and pick 3 cards. So everybody start thinking of the question you want answers to. Your soulmate, your person, what you think he's thinking, what are they thinking about you right now? What is going on? So for me, the first card was about me. So that card was focusing on me as a person. So I'm a temple, I'm a sacred space, and I'm all about that connection. I just heard a yep connection to beings around me. I don't believe or disbelieve, but I've had amazing, weird experiences, and I feel like the veil is thinner and different things to whatever reality we are. I kind of believe this whole world's a Matrix truth show world, but I do know that there is some kind of guidance or beings communicating and connecting with me, which has been really wild because I've been warned about things. I've seen the future. I've quantum entangled, all sorts of stuff. So I don't even doubt it anymore. I'm so aware. I used to like be so confused about things. Now I'm not. But now people who aren't awakened to those knowledge of abilities, they get spooked out. They get weird. And a lot of them are programmed or manipulated by the system. And you know, they have the right to be what they feel they should be. I'm all for freedoms for people to believe whatever they feel they should believe for themselves. But I also believe in freedoms to think for yourself. So I question everything. I don't believe or disbelieve. I go by cause and effect. If it heals, do it. If it helps, do it. If it harms, don't be a part of it unless it's self-defense to pretend or to protect yourself from another person, not to pretend, but to protect yourself from that which someone else is doing. But there's a lot of pretenders out there. That's why the word pretend just came out. Some of you have this pretend belief energy that's false, or that you thought I or someone is doing. And that is false. So just know this is for entertainment purposes only. If you don't resonate with this, then move on. Go be with that which you resonate with and connect with. You don't need to be here. You don't need to watch my videos or others. Go to what you feel drawn to for you. Let others decide for themselves. Okay? But anyway, here we go. And I recommend to go vegan. Go to challenge22.com, go watch Dominion documentary on YouTube and Darius Scary documentary on YouTube. You can probably find stuff like Joey Carbstrong on both TikTok and YouTube. So be aware of that. Whoa, okay. I have some different energies that I gotta shuffle here because I wasn't thinking. I was thinking with different thought processes here. So we gotta shuffle these again. And maybe we'll get the same card I just picked accidentally because I wasn't thinking. I just pulled up the first card instead of planning these out. Now, I like to go from right to left. Whoa, this one wants to be picked. Okay, so here's one. We got one card. I like to go right to left, so we're going to go this. Oh. What else? There's a lot of cards here. It's not planning to do this. Huh. Something feels weird. This? Or this one? Oh, it wants me to do this one. Yeah, that one was effortless. Because it was so hard to pull something, when something's so simple to pull, that's the card that wants to come out. Okay, so that one wanted to come out because it just came out like really, really effortlessly. And when it comes effortlessly, that's your heart telling you that's it. Okay. Now we're going to pull some other ones, see which ones are. I feel. Nope. I don't know. That one feels. That one's a little bit more stocky. Let's see. Let's try this one. Nope. Nope. What about this one? Nope. Like I said, what will happen is when it's the card for you, it will feel effortlessly when you pull it. That one wanted to come, so it definitely is choosing to be the third card. Okay, so again, these are the cards that are being picked that we're going to have to move in a certain way here. It's going to be a little bit different than I was planning it to be, but wow. So we got this one. Now we got one last card that needs to be pulled. Try not to have things fall off, so we may have to pull this up, but we're going to do this last card. So we got one last card. Now let's see what it says. It says, okay, so it said to think of the questions, so it said to pick three right here, and pick three. Then pick one last card with a clear head. Lay them out with at the top, then with three cards for a question. Lastly, place the fifth card below as the diagram shows. Okay. Okay, so this is the question. So this is your first question, this is your second question, and this is your last question. We're going from right to left, okay? That's how we're doing it. Because I'm all about attracting, and going to the left attracts. People try to go to the right, and I don't always feel about the right anymore. It's really about the left, from the right to the left. Now, here we go. This is going to be wild. Okay, now this is a clear-headed one. So, my clear head is going to shuffle. If something slides off, that's the one. Oh, that one almost did. We're going to do whatever one wants to come loose. Okay, you hear me, cards. Let's do this. Whoever wants to come loose, I want you to flip around or fall out. Spirits, beings, whatever. That's the card we're going to pick. Clear head. It's going to be. Might take some time. Like I said, this is going to be one of those long videos. We're going to try to keep it as short as we can. I try to keep it under an hour. Something's trying to come loose. Okay. Sometimes you have to breathe, forgive, and love. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Something is blocking the connections. Hold on. What's this? Something is trying to get loose here. I already feel like one is trying to come out. This is it. I know this is it. Clear head. Okay. That one. Perfect. I know what that one is. I've seen it before because I did a video on all the cards. That is a perfect one for what we're doing right now. Wow. I'm not surprised I picked that one. I didn't even know what that one was. Okay, here we go. I never know what they are. I just pick them and they just show up to whatever they're going to be. Here we go. So, what we need to do is we need to go with what it says next. So, that was the fifth card. So, the layout now signifies as the question here at the top, which is the temple, followed by the matter at hand in the center and the possibilities as the lower card. So once again, with your newfound story, telling skills, look at the cards. The first card in the example is a friendship. Okay, friendship means many things, but look to how you feel as a friend. Do you get support and get support freely? Do you feel you are honored, cared for by those around you? And what needs to change? So the temple card is about connection to friendship. This is interesting. Okay. So the three center cards are here to show you guidance on your issue. The placements of each card can also be relevant, but remember to tell the story of the cards and not just read the meanings. There are meanings in the next section, but those should only be for reference, and on most occasions, the meanings you find will be more relevant to you. Okay, so the final card is the possible outcome card. I say possible because we are all given choices, and these will show themselves in the three previous cards. It is always our decision on what story comes next for us. So the final card is the possible outcome card. And I say possible because we are all given choices, and these will show themselves in the three previous cards. Okay, so it is always our decision on what story comes next for us. Yeah, we manifest it. We focus on what matters through doing what we feel is around us and how we react to those that are around us or situations or circumstances we get put in. So sometimes we need to sit back, we need to breathe, we need to work around. Sometimes we do feel like we need to have action and others aren't doing the action that's needed. So we need to take care of action for the future and for current to manage rather than always expecting others to do it for us. And that's something I've had to learn because no one really fits with me personally, so I've had to kind of do it myself. Because whenever others tried to do stuff for me, they couldn't relate with me because of my physical health, but they tried to claim they did. But if they don't have metal in their back and leg and hole in their heart, they can't relate. Even if they do, some of them have support systems that we don't have, and that they've been supported when we haven't been. And it's a belief system that a lot of people have done that have kept them to cope. Doesn't mean that it was healthy for what we thought we had to do, but it was what we felt we were given to go through. So here we go. So remember, if you remember, now think of the question you would like help with and pick three. Okay. So this is your first question. What you're what you're being told to. Okay? We're going left to right. Courage. And I would also say this is your spirit card. We're kind of going backwards, but we're going to say this is your spirit card. Okay? So you have courage. This is your first question response. And it's the bear in the woods with lights and fairies or, light bugs, whatever. Fae or sunlight, mystical. And it's the rat bear looking up. It has a rat face, but it's a bear. So there we go. Now, could be a badger too as well, a type of bear badger. Then you have your second question is the ritual, where a lady is right by a magical pond that she's looking into, or mystical ritual thing that she's doing, holding a fox, her friend, and that's the ritual. So that answers your second question, whatever it may be. This is your third response. It's like it's a cat looking out the window, and it says home. So we have courage. Ritual is your heart. This is what your heart is telling you to do within your heart is telling you. And then your home is where your heart is, but you are within yourself when you are observing the outside world from within your home. So it shows the cat looking out the window, looking to the outside world while within their own place. And it looks like there's a horse or something way in the back, in the future, there on the hill. It's like a magical sun, sparkly sun or light. And the cat's just chilling and watching and looking and observing the outside world. It's like there's some kind of barn or other thing at the bottom there. Just hill and ranch type world that it's looking out at. Looking out on the range. What the world might have to offer. Or just enjoying what the outside looks like. It looks like nighttime. It looks like dark. And you got a little rat hanging out as the cat is looking and it's looking at the cat. The cat is staring out there. Looks like there's something else right at its feet too. A little critter, little friend or something next to it. Maybe it's a toy. So this is your mind card. This is your mind. Your mind is so focused on the outside world, so focused on everything around that it's not always aware of what's around them or what the purpose. It's more looking at what is wanted out there rather than what you have around you. Dreaming of maybe another world or another atmosphere of freedom while you're here. Now, the ritual card. It's a ritual. That's the heart card. And then the spirit card is the courage. Now, if you remember, the last card is the final card, is the possible outcome card. I say possible because we are all given choices and these will show themselves in 3 previous cards. So this is what we've done in our previous cards. And now what the story comes next for us. So this is basically saying, based on the choices and decisions we're making right now, or that we plan to make, this is going to be the outcome, or could be the outcome. You can always change the outcome, but the outcome is what you make it, what you focus on with your heart. So you may want to pause and think positive thoughts and feelings, or honest, and forgive yourself and forgive others, and forgive what you can't forgive to the best of your abilities, and forgive yourself for what you're not ready to forgive. Let it go. Do some self-care, self-love, self-worth. A lot of people need to get their empathy in check. So I'd say become vegan. Go vegan. Do challenge22.com. If you're already vegan, then you're already in an empathy focus. You're already doing what you should be doing in your heart. And so here you go. You're not contradicting your nature. You're connected to nature. Your connection of right and wrong. Unless you're political vegan. If you're a political vegan, you're not doing it in an empathy, compassionate way. You're doing it for political reasons, not really for what I would be doing it as a moral stance. So for those of that, you need to wake up and become consistent with the reasons, and that's why I do self-care, self-love, self-care. Okay, so spirit of the land. This one's magical because it's got like a plant on there. On the leg there, it's got like an elk, and at one point I thought it had like numbers, or different things being represented, or words being said in it, but like life and things like that. It's really cool. And then the tree. So this is spirit of the land. So this is what is about to manifest itself. So now, what do these cards mean? Well, first we're going to go with what it says. We need to find the cards, the match of the cards that fit with certain stuff. So the first card that we need to look for is the temple card. So what does the temple card tell us with what it is? What type of card is the temple card? The temple card is understanding. Okay? And it's kind of wild because you got this guy up here going towards the temple, the owl throughout space and time. Kind of reminds me of Temple of Time, or of Zelda, all of that, and Ocarina of Time, all of that. The owl that can go through space and time, future, past. Anyway, so we got that connection to the temple. I'm only bringing that up because the temple's right there. Wild. Now, the temple is an understanding card. So let's say what these understanding cards are. So these are the different ones. So this one right now is the temple card. So it's for understanding. When you find your magic, not in cheap tricks, but in our love and care for the world around us, a deep understanding and responsibility always flows. For we have grown, and now must be the teachers, the holders of knowledge, and the creators of harmony. This is our moment of shine, and to be alive in everything we strive to achieve. Within every part of your life, Spirit will hold you secure. And throughout those inevitable good and hard times, know that you are seen and heard, and your purpose is understood. Understanding is to know that all stories must have a beginning, story, and ending. Strive always for the best possible ending, using those tools that taught you right from the outset, and know that for every ending, a new story starts. That's cool. So, this is an understanding card. Okay. Now, it brought up some amazing knowledge, and it brings this up about the different oracle. It says how to work the deck. It says there's 36 cards in the Folktales Oracle, and they can be divided into three distinct groups. To start working with them, you could split them into these three groups and just work with each group individually, or I just shuffle them all and then see what shows up. So the three groups are called Being, Growing, and Understanding, and they encompass all aspects of life with birth to spirit. So here we go. So we did the understanding. So it says the understanding, our place in the world, not just as humans, but as part of the spirit. So the temple card is for the understanding card. Now, what are we to understand from that card? We need to know the meaning of it. So here's the meaning. So there's the card. And it's the temple card. And what is it? It says, in the middle of the forest is a glade where the trees form a circular space. Tall and graceful, they make a forest temple, with columns of trunks and a root of leaves, illuminated by stars and bright full moon. A place for quiet and for prayer and retrospection. In the glade, under the moonlight, sits the hare, supported by the priestesses of the temple, the crow and the owl. Okay. Yeah, the crow and the owl are in there. See the owl? Now, not sure where the crow is, but it's in here somewhere. Somewhere around there. Crows are really sneaky, they can hide. They're in there somewhere. Anyway, we know where the owl is. So, a place of peace and bright empty air, a promise and deeply held wisdom. Ancient voices sing to us, and we sing in return, connecting and drawing solace in the silence of the ancient forest. Woodlands hold memory and emotion, wisdom and sustenance. Let the silence embrace you, quiet your mind, and bring pure connection. Yeah, so you have two temples on the top right of and left of your head, or at least I do. Who knows what you have? But we're all supposed to have temples on the top of our head for any human being or being of humanoid um, connection. What's really fascinating with this connection is the fact that that is within us and the temples are inside us, not a tabernacle of clay, and different things. That's why I'm about spirituality. There's so many things that we're doing. And when I that's me oming in my heart, by the way. When you that's you oming in your heart. So, what is really awesome about this whole connection is we're so silent and connected when we're in our magical focus of nature, whatever our nature is, or making nature part of us, or go to our own temple or prayer room or meditation state. We go within, and that is our temple. That is our solace. That is our nature. Now, you can go out and ground yourself and be in nature, but if you don't feel comfortable, or if it's too cold or too hot, or it's just not the safest place to go where you feel the safest place is. And usually that would be in your own closet or in your own location that you feel drawn to, and that's where you should go. If you can't get there, do the closest next thing. I do like salt baths, I do prayer, I go into a closet and sit there and just relax and do whatever I feel to do to relax my pain, my sorrow, my sadness, have a vision board focus as well as per strategy list and other things, and just sit there and bliss grace on myself and others. And just sit there and relax for as long as I feel I need to when the rest of the world feels like it's against me or I don't feel like anything is for me. And then I make it so that it is. And so there you go. That's that. Now, that's the first card. So, like I said, this is going to be a long one. We might be even more than an hour, but I'm going to try to keep it under an hour if I can. We're at 45 minutes right now. Well, almost 46 minutes. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the next. So, your spirit card is your courage card. And that was your first question that you may have had. So, if you haven't asked that question, ask it again. Or if you want it to be a different one, now you're going to get the answer. You ready? Here we go. And if you want to ask more than one, we have 3 different cards here. But if you feel like it's more than one within that card, then there you go. So courage. This is what it's telling you to do. Take what resonates. Let go of the rest. So the courage card is actually an awesome card of being. This is so cool because the being card is just be within you, be within your heart. So the fact that the spirit card is your being, is your form of being. Your spirit is your being, connected to your heart, but or your body, but your spirit is what inspires awareness of things. So I love this. Courage is for your being. So this is for you to just be, okay? So what is being? Being is the fundamental everyday world from which we all must accept the challenges. So our spirit is telling us this. It says the fundamental everyday world from which we all must accept the challenges. And we don't have to necessarily accept it, you just have to go through it one way or another. Sometimes you get around it because you can't handle it, or it's just too much, or it would harm you or harm others. So you don't need to allow it to overwhelm you. Find a way around it through your courage. Do what you're willing to handle, not what you're not willing to. Okay? So your courage is powerful. So that is the rat bear, badger looking thingy, and in the woods. So let's see what this one is talking about. So the first group is being, and right at the start, we see the beginnings card, a birth into the world. Now, this birth may not be actual birth, it may be the birth of a new idea or a new concept or way of being. Look at how the cards run over the next 11 and see how the fruition of an idea could start shaping from the nugget of beginnings and eventually come full circle to balance. When we balance the way we are with the way we comprehend the world around us. So, with the courage, these cards form the building blocks for a well rounded soul and contain the essence of each of these concepts. It is within the learning of these that we can go forward, each step taking us closer to balance. We must learn to accept all these elements and strive to work harder on those we find most difficult. When you think of each of these, how do you feel? What emotions are coming to the fore? And what will this teach you going forward? For only with solid foundations can progress come and a forward momentum and balance with the world. The balance is now equipped as you enter a new phase of life. The world of adulting, the tools we have learned, is very powerful for it. So, anyway, so the growing is going to be the next one, I would say, possibly. But I don't know. Because to my knowledge, it looks like there is no growing card in these connections. So I think we've already had a growing connection. And so I think it's fascinating. And if you want it, I would say the tides are our growing card. Because I pulled that one accidentally earlier. So I would say the tides card probably would be something that I'll read just as a possibility. I'm not going to pull that card and keep it for later. No, it wasn't. Was it tides or was it purify? Actually, I think it was purify. It wasn't tides. It was purify. There was a purify energy. It's just there was a seal. Yeah, I want to say it was a purify. I believe it was purify. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so it's that may resonate with you. Maybe you need to purify. And that's why I brought this up. But anyway, the courage card, and then that's the being. Now, oh, the home card is another being card. So what is the ritual one? Hold on, I gotta find the ritual now, real quick. I'm gonna go into each one, but the ritual card is the understanding. So everybody, we have two being cards, and the ritual card is understanding. Now what about we? Okay, you know what's creepy? This whole thing, these are all understanding. So I would say inner stand. Instead of understand, you need to go within yourself. It's telling you to go within yourself instead of understanding, inner stand. That's what all this is. To understand, you have to inner stand. You have to go in your heart. Temple, ritual, and spirit of the land are all understanding cards. Wow. Did not plan that one. Oh, plan any of it. It just happened. Temple, ritual, and spirit of the land. Wow. Okay. Well, that is a cool experience. Okay, so now that we know that, the home card is another it's not an understanding card, it is a being card. So another being card. So if you remember, so we have understanding. So the only thing that we don't have is a growing card. And I would say the growing card is connected to tides of the flow of purification. Get in water, be near water, connect with water. And I'm a B negative blood type, I'm water essence. So purify your energy by doing the insight I've given you that resonates with you. So the place of learning, of going out into the world, one with it. So this is telling you, for understanding, our place in the world not just as humans, but as part of the spirit. So wow, that's cool. And the fact that it's saying spirit of the land is telling you to understand rituals in connection to forest, water, and and nature. And it's telling you to connect with nature, to understand, to understand, to go within, and to focus on those connections. Be one with nature. That's awesome. That's what it's telling us to understand. Now I'm going to read the courage card. Okay? Let's read the courage card. So the courage card is our being. We're being told to be something. So again, the being is the fundamental everyday world from which we will all must accept the challenges. So that's your answer to your first question or questions you feel resonate is the courage card, okay? This is what it's going to tell you, okay? So you need to have courage and go with what you can. Accept the challenges and do what you feel you need to do to counter or to work through them. Got to accept what you are, not agree that you are. If you feel that you're not something, then decide what you are. Figure out your own moral stance. Figure out what you feel you should be, not what everybody else tells you you are. What you feel in your heart you should. And then do some self-care, self-love, self-worth, and you'll find out your true self. And then you can accept things a lot better because then you can set boundaries and not allow certain things to define what you do. Okay? Okay, here we go. Whew! Courage card. That looks like a rat bear. So, says, deep in the forest, the bear sits and waits, not knowing what the day will bring, or when the coming storm will pass. She sits patiently, battered by the wild winds and rain, and basking in warm summer sun, and caressed by the soft, undulating waters of the eternal rivers and lakes. She endures, she survives, she thrives. And if it's a male bear, then he survives. He does what he can. He works through whatever his nature nurture teaches him to do. So you are rooted in the earth. Hold on. You are safe. Nothing stays the same. The wheel turns and everything changes for good, for worse. But it changes and rolls forward. The story isn't over. Wait, and the page will turn. Wow. There you go. It's a good answer to your first question. And that's for your being. Just wait, just be. Just be in the being. Enjoy, work around, observe, and then act. Okay, now we're going to go further. Now we have ritual. So we have the ritual card. We're going to do a ritual. Ooh. Okay, so we're going to do ritual. This is wild. Alright, here we go. Now that we got that answered. Now, this is an understanding card. So if you remember, the understanding is connected to some powerful awareness. So now that we got the being. So again, the being card was what we just did. So it says the first group is being, and right at the start, we see the beginnings card, birth into the world. And then it basically means, and it brought up what the being card is. Now we're going into the ritual card, which is an understanding, which we read before with the temple connection. And this is when you find your magic, not in cheap tricks, but in our love and care of the world around us. A deep understanding and responsibility always follows. For we have grown and now must be the teachers, the holders of the knowledge, and the creators of harmony. So there you go. So that will answer your question with the ritual once we read the ritual card. This is our moment to shine and be alive in everything we strive to achieve. Within every part of your life, Spirit will hold you secure. And throughout those inevitable good and hard times, know that you are seen and heard, and your purpose is understood. Understanding is to know that all stories must have a beginning, story, and ending. Strive always for the best possible ending using those tools that taught you right from the outset, and know that for every ending, a new story starts. Okay? So that is awesome. We're going to read what ritual says in a moment, but we're going to say what it is. It's understanding our place in the world, not just as humans, but as part of the spirit. So the ritual. What is the ritual card? About to find out. Here we go. Ritual. Really pretty, by the way. Ritual is a woodland sprite and her friend, the fox, sit by the forest pool, the deeply magical heart of the forest, where she seems to connect to the spirits of the night. And to perform her daily ritual, the fox looks around and sees you, and she knows that you are there too. They invite you to join them in the ritual. Wow, this is cool. So, ritual and practice connection and remembrance create new pathways, new ways of being to quickly become deep parts of ourselves. Natural and comfortable. We have always done this. We have remembered. We have always known the voices of the ancients and of the sacred waters. As we dive deep into the wisdom held within, ritual provides comfort and purpose and lifts our hearts to unexpected places. There we go. Awesome. So that is your response to your second questions that resonate with you. You're being given the answer right there through telling you to do that. And this is telling you to understand or understand, to go within your heart. This is the heart card, the heart body card, the middle one. Now we're going to go into the mind. So the mind card is your home. So now that we know what we should do with our heart and our spirit, what is our mind trying to tell us to connect with? So when you think with your heart, you can get more neural pathways to go to your head brain, and that is powerful. You can go do your own research on that. It's pretty cool. This is for entertainment purposes only. For those that don't resonate, move on. This is for my truth of focusing on sharing my truth and my awareness of life and experiences for my own self care, self love, self worth focuses. And so here we go. Home. What is home? Okay. Home is where the heart is, right? It's what we get told. It's close because when you own, you're calling your connection home. When you and say that's you oming in your heart. So home has in it. Your healing of your om, of your energy within you, of your change. There's a lot of modalities to it, and I could break it down in many different ways. Every letter has a corresponding number, and every number is connected to a vibration, frequency, sacred geometry, knowledge, rune code, and more. Caught onto it. And words are spells. Every letter can be connected to a corresponding thought of other words with that letter that you come to your mind and your heart. Everything is a synchronicity connection. Vibration, frequency, sacred geometry, and everything is energy. 369 variation connected to Nikolai, Nicholas Tesla knowledge. Some people like to call them Nikolai, some people call them Nicholas. So, here we go. And he brings up stuff about the ether and connection. And so does Einstein and others. Anyway, let's get into some more stuff. So now that we've figured out the ritual card, and now we know that home is a being, you just want to be within your being. And it's interesting that the understanding is in the middle of just being. So as you be within your home, within your courage, within your home, within your life, you connect with an understanding within yourself for your temple, your ritual, and then your spirit of the land. So this is all a grounding ritual connection. This is wild. Okay, so let's go into home. So home, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this under 1 hour and 30 minutes, but it's already at 1 hour and 5 minutes because this is a lot of info that I wasn't sure how long it was gonna be and how much I needed to say for myself to inspire. And I do feel inspired right now. So home is for the understanding, is what's the middle area, but this is being. Yeah, home is for being. See, home is right up there. The cat. So again, the first group is being. So this is the first card within the three sets, but it's actually the third card. But it doesn't matter because the first and third card are both being cards. So they correspond with each other either way. The first group is being, and right at the start, we see the beginnings card, a birth into the world. Now, this birth may not be an actual birth, it may be the birth of a new idea or a new concept or way of being. Look at how the card run over the next 11. Well, 11 is for J as well as for 2 for being. That's wild. And see how the fruition of an idea could start shaping from that nugget of beginning and eventually come full circle to balance. When we balance the way, we are with the way we comprehend the world around us. Yeah, when I became awakened and realized that words are spells and numbers have meanings and all these connections of letters and rune codes, it woken up my whole awareness of communicating. So that's why I communicate the way I do, for those that are wondering. I'm also a natural empath, so that answers your feelings. There you go. These cards from the building blocks for a well rounded soul and contain the essence of each of these concepts. It is within the learning of these that we can go forward, each step taking us closer to balance. We must learn to accept all these elements and strive to work harder on those we find most difficult. When you think of each of these, how do you feel? What emotions are coming to the fore? And what will this teach you going forward? For only with solid foundations can progress come and a forward momentum in balance with the world. That's why it's set up this way for some reason. We're being told how to balance ourselves so that we can handle our home energy and our courage energy with the temple ritual and then the spirit of the land. So it's telling us how to do that for your answer to your question of your mind. So your third card is the home, or your mind card, and is telling you. So your home is telling you this particular thing, okay? That's what it's telling you. So let's find out what being is. The fundamental the fundamental everyday world from which we all must accept the challenges. So of our home, yeah, yeah, it's saying to just be. This is wild, everybody. As I said, this is a really extended reading, and it's going to be fully genuine. Home is where the heart is. This is what keeps coming in my mind and thought process because we've all been taught, or almost everybody has. But they bring it up a lot. Home is supposed to be where the heart is, right? Because you make your home your haven, your place to go to when you're done with your job, with your life outside of your home. You want to bring your home to be a place you can rest, you can enjoy, you can put your stuff in. You know, that's what the home is supposed to be. It's supposed to be your escape from the world. But sometimes the world is to escape that which your home has. Now, everybody likes to set roots because they can't handle what the roots have created. If you didn't do it genuinely, or someone didn't let you do it genuinely, but you allowed it, so you got to find a way to change that. Be honest with what you're doing and why you're doing it. Be genuine and honest, and too many people are afraid to be their true self. Stand up for what they choose to be and what their life ideas are. Here we go. Ooh, this is a really powerful card. So home is this. Look at that. A lot of different things being brought up into this picture. You see the rat, the little toy or other thing there. Cat. Maybe it's this little baby. I don't know. It looks like another rat, but it could be a toy. That looks like a little rat hanging out over there. Maybe it's just part of the post of the bed. Who knows? Now, home. Cozy in the warmth of his home, a ginger cat looks out of the window across the open land. The night creatures stir and moonlight floods over the landscape. Brightly, many things are happening out in the night, but the cat sits quietly alone, removed from the drama and safe on his windowsill to observe the night. A place of safety and retreat, our safe harbor amongst the storms and wild waters. We can withdraw home and stay dry and warm will we recover. Healing needs time and space, and perhaps no action is needed right now. Make a comfy space, turn off the lights, and light a candle. Some incense fill the quiet and softness of a retreat and safety. Connect to spirit, your animal guides, and feel the comfort of their support. I do that all the time. Okay, because I'm Samuel Spirit, and I talk to spirits, spirit boxes, and more. Also, holistic vegan and all of that, as you already should know. Okay, so what we're going to bring up now is the home. It's where we have our comforts, where we feel safe and quiet and softness of retreat and safety. We connect with their spirit, the animal guide, and feel comfort of their support. So we need to connect with our prayers, our connections, whatever we feel we want to have around. Maybe if you don't believe in anything or you don't have any belief in any spirits or any other things, then just do things of self-care, self-love, self-worth. Do things that bring you joy, bring the vibration you want in your life. Do things that relax you, that keep you to feel good, or do the things you want to do. It's your home, it's your place, it's you. And for you to have that place, for your comfort, for your reason for that home. So there you go. Now that we got the answer to the home card, that's your mind. That's the answer to what it's telling you to do, of what you're being told to do to answer your third question, or to answer the other one, what you should do with that. So hope that answers. For me, it's telling me personally that I just need to do what I'm already been doing and just make the focus of realization where I'm at and make my place what I want it to be around that which it's not choosing to be based on what others are claiming it to be or making it be to me and others. But I have made my place a certain way so I can still enjoy it even if others try to make it so I can't. And I've found a way. So, and this is one of those ways, is doing this video, doing these things for you, to inspire you and inspire others, or just to share my truth to you all, so that I have done something, so I feel like I've achieve something for myself or to help inspire others. And I did that genuinely, authentically, freely. That's what I did. Sometimes when you can't control things in your life, you have to just do what you feel to do and share your soul, share your heart, even in turmoil or concern or confusion. And that's what I've done. And that's what I'm doing. Anyway, here we go. So there's that. That one's a fun one. Now, so it's wild. Okay, now we got one last one. And then what we're going to do is when we do the last card, then I'm going to do two more cards. And the two cards are one's going to be the Oracle Love Messages from Angels, and the other is from Soulmate. Okay? And then that will finish the reading once I do those two. But for now, we're going to do this one here at the bottom, the Spirit of the Land card. Now, this one is a understanding card. So we're going to go back to what understanding says. And I read this over and over because we want to get back to a new focus of concept of understanding. So, Spirit of the Land is that one right there. So here we go. So it's the one at the bottom, see? So here we go. What you find when you find your magic, what you find your magic, that's cool. Some of you needed to hear that. When you find your magic, not in cheap tricks, but in our love and care of the world. Around us, deep understanding and responsibility always follows. For we have grown, and now we must be the teachers, the holders of knowledge, and the creators of harmony. This is our moment to shine and be alive in everything we strive to achieve. Within every part of our life, Spirit will hold you secure. And throughout those inevitable good and hard times, know that you are seen and heard, and your purpose is understood. Understanding is to know that all stories must have a beginning, story, and ending. Strive always for the best possible ending, using those tools that taught you right from the outset, and know that for every ending, a new story starts. Okay? So, with understanding, again, that one is our place in the world, not just as humans, but as part of a spirit. And this one is Spirit of the Land. So we're part of the spirit. So for this understanding card, it's the Spirit of the Land spirit. Okay? So what spirit are you a part of? This is it. If you're asking that question, you just got your answer. Spirit of the Land. So maybe you're an earth sign, or you're connected to earth connected signs in astrology or in other connections of different Chinese or zodiac, one of the two or more. And so Spirit of the Land is what's giving you some understanding. Now this last card, if we remember, said the last card that we were doing for this particular one, it was giving some insight of what this card would be. So I'm going to read this real quick if I can find it. When we're doing different deck readings. Okay. Okay, so then pick, then pick one last card with a clear head, lay them out with the top, then the three cards for question. Lastly, place the fifth card below as the diagram shows. So it says the three center cards are here to show you guidance and use placement. Okay. Used in the next section, but those should only be referenced in most cases the meanings you find Okay, here we go. The final card is the possible outcome card. I say possible because we are all given choices, and these will show themselves in the three previous cards. It is always our decision on what story comes next for us. So, what we've done is these three cards are telling us what we're answering to. This is what is now coming to us because of that, because of how we're going to react or what we're now choosing to react and decide to have happen. So you just need to connect with those connections. And now, by doing that, you're now being provided the spirit of the land. So the spirit of the land will now guide you and direct you and help you. So, what is the spirit of the land? We already read that it's an understanding card, so we got that. And now we have an even better meaning for it that's even more powerful. I feel it's going to be awesome when I get to it. Here we go. Okay, trying to find it. This takes a moment to find it. Ooh. I feel a lot of connection here. Might be one of the first ones. I know it's connected to understanding, so it's probably in the middle. What about her? I just heard somebody said her. Someone saying something about a her. What about her? Something just sent me a message in my conscious thought process of saying the her. What about her? Talking about the spirit, the lady. Yes, there's images within that picture. Oh, something is magically happening right now that's slowing me down and finding the card. Here it is. Oh, I found it. Here we go. So we got different things within it. See how it's got different leaf, necklace, and bracelet with leaves in it. Reddish, orangish hair, starlight, and look at the star or halo around her head. So this is Mother Nature, basically, spirit of the land. So most people would call different versions, but they're calling this one the Green Lady. The Green Lady, spirit of the land, goddess of the earth, gathers her acolytes and friends, the hare, the stag, the fox, the badger, the squirrel, and the owl, guarding their souls and their homelands. She watches and protects, giving sustenance and guidance to them all. Her dress is sewn from the green fields. Her hair is the golden harvest, and the brightest stars dance around her head. She brings the spring and life to the land, and at the end of the year covers it all with a blanket of snow for the winter. Hidden to many, she hides in plain sight, in the light of the dawn, the leaves of the forest. The open moonlight fields and the sparkling water of woodland streams embrace her ancient presence. Immerse yourself in the clear flowing water. Feel the connections to the magic and the power held within the beautiful crystal waters. She will give you support and sustenance and the courage to move forward. Wow. that answers your last question of where you're going next and what to do to get there. So she's helping you so that you can have the courage you're needing. She will help you have the courage. So if you're worried about not having the courage, she will give you the courage. The rituals have gotten through your heart to connect with Mother Nature and then to have that through the sprite and the fox. And the fox is one of the animals that she takes care of. And then the rabbit. The rabbit is connected to nature as well in different ways. And it's the portal opening to this, to here. That's the temple, and it gets you to where you need to go within, to get here, to then get there. That's what it is. And then it's wild that we have the cat and others being looking at the forest from inside your home, where you're not out there looking out at nature. You're protected in your own safety net of your home, and not having to worry about what nature might do to you or could do to you. So you don't have to go out in nature if you don't feel safe in nature. You can definitely watch and enjoy it and connect as though it's you're watching a part of it from a distance, but you're there in spirit. So just have the courage and the connection to go where you feel you need to go to get to what you would like to achieve and have manifested. So that's it. That was awesome. So that finishes those cards. And now we're going to finish the last part of it. So, what is your. This one's wild. What is your. Alright, let's do this. There we go. Now just mess around and. Wow, this is flying everywhere. Now, if one flips out, that's what I'm trying to get to do. I want it to just come out and fall. Whatever one falls first, that's the one we're going for. This is how I do it. If more than one fall, then we might have to decide which one. Come on, here we go. Look at that, it's almost like a flower system. There. Whoop, there it is. We got it. Different paths. There's your answer. You are not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The direction you want to move into are different. So the person that you have in mind, you're not on the same page with them. So that's your answer to someone that you're wondering about. So you just need to realign with that which you really matter to you, and then believe that they will too if they're for you, or that someone else will show up that's better for you if they aren't. So that is your love message from your angels. It's called the Love Angels Oracle cards. That's your love message from your angels, or guides, or mystical beings, or the spirit of the land just gave guidance through that. So it says you're on different paths. You're not on the same page with the person you have in mind. The directions you want to move into are different. So you both want to do differently things. So there needs to be some communication. You and your person or the individual need to talk to each other. Well, this is just who it resonates with. So you need to take it or leave it. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it may not be for you. Now, here we go. Let's see what your soulmate message has to tell you. So this is your soulmate message. So this is coming from your actual soulmate now. That was from your blood messages from your angel about that which you're thinking of or wanting. So that could be that your soulmate and you are just in different paths right now, and so it's not giving you a lot of answers. But really, it's different than that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Something's trying to give. I want to do this right. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this, sort of. Whenever it flips up, oh, 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 there it goes. Okay, this is it. 26. Wow. That'd be today. If you do 2 times 6, you get, or no, that'd be today. 2 times 6 is 12. That's also an 8 add up, but it's a BF. Be your Fehu, be your sovereignty self, and your light reflection, be your heart. 2 is for B, and 6 is for F, or Fehu, or reflection. People get scared of the number 6, but it's really the sixth day of the week as well. That could be a Friday. Sometimes people say that that's Saturday. So either way, it's an interesting sign for this one. So this one is your soulmate is telling you, I love that I can be myself around you. So the good thing is you're not on the same page with a person you have in mind. The direction you want to move into are different. So you both want to have a different direction where what you want to move into or do. And it could be because of your physical health or your other situations you might be going through or that they're going through, depending on what you both relate with or think you can handle or want to handle. So you need to communicate. You need to get together and realize to confirm if you're really on the same page about everything. And so I'm a holistic vegan, so I'm only for a vegan lady. And that's what I'm wanting, that's what I'm going for. And so I let people come to me and find me and talk to me. I've tried talking to people and it doesn't always work. So I'd let them come to me because I have a lot that I go through. And so they're going to have to meet me where I'm at, and or talk to me, and then we can decide what we want to do next. I'm a very communicative guy, and so anyway, I love that I can be myself around you. So that's what the soulmate is telling us. So that relates with me, but it's telling you that they love that they can be their self around you. So that's your answer. So like, well then who's my person? Well, that's your person. It's someone who can be themselves around you. That's who your soulmate is. That's your soulmate message. So your soulmate, whether you have them, they feel that they can be themselves around you. But the person you've been going for or that are with, even if it is your soulmate, you're not on the same page. So you need to discuss with them to make sure you're both on the same page, because you're not on the same page of what you're both wanting or feeling you require individually. So do some self care, self love, self worth, and let them do their own self care, self love, self worth, and maybe do that together. Do those things together so you can learn about each other, be there for each other. So that finishes the beautiful, beautiful connection of this oracle reading. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now. That is a beautiful ball. Kind of reminds me of this golden snitch with rings around it, but magical orb or connecting energy for abundance. And this one right here is connected to healing soul frequencies. I love that one on YouTube. But it's 888 hertz and 432 hertz. You are a magnet for wealth, success, and positive energy. Miracle frequency. And I loved it. I felt drawn to watching that today, why I did this reading. So I hope you enjoyed this information, and grace be with you all. And this is Samuel Spirit 12 on TikTok. This is the ending of this reading for today, for March 12th, 2026. I finished this reading at 4:05 p.m. Mountain Time on a Thursday, which is Thursday. Anyway, grace be with you. Bless you, everybody, and enjoy the graceful shifts. And get ready. Consciousness shift is going to happen on the 14th of March. It could start happening tomorrow. I feel like it already is happening, but people are going to wake up to the collective consciousness supposedly this weekend, according to AI spirit box responses that I've done. It's been wild. And I kept seeing information about March 14th, March 14th, March 14th over and over. And that's on Saturday this week. We're on March 12th. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th, which I might do another video if I feel to do so. It won't be as long as this one. I don't plan it to make it as long. I might do a 1 and 3 video, a 3 things video, and a 1 personal response video, and then probably do the cards and the affirmation maybe. Maybe I'll do an oracle with it. We'll decide for the Starseeds oracle, but I haven't decided on that yet. But anyway, grace be with y'all. Take care. I hope you enjoyed the energies and answers that just were provided to you today. If it resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, go find someone else that does. Grace be with you, and thanks for being here. And bless you all, and enjoy the shift.